To access the Spirent TestCenter application, click on the Start button, then Programs, Spirent Communications, Spirent TestCenter in the version of the application you're using, and select from the list of available applications. In this case, we're going to look at the Spirent TestCenter Layer 2-3 application, which is just referred to as the Spirent TestCenter application. When launched, the first thing that will appear is a technology selector. There you can determine which additional protocols you want to utilize besides just generating and analyzing traffic. In this case, we're not going to select any other protocols. Next, you're going to go to Connect the Chassis and Reserve Ports. And from there, you're going to add a chassis by clicking on the Add Chassis button. Type in the IP address of the chassis and select OK. It will automatically expand and connect to the chassis, and then you can reserve some available ports. In this case, ports 1 through 8 have what we call the STC test package initialized, so they're available for use within the Spirent TestCenter application, whereas ports 9 through 12 have the layer 4 through 7 test package activated, so you would need to use the layer 4 through 7 application instead. So I'm going to select one or more ports as I desire. And notice now how the test configuration tree is displayed with the ports that I've reserved available. And then I can go to my All Ports view and make sure that I set up the ports physical layer parameters properly. In this case, I'll use Ethernet copper. And since my system under test is not using auto negotiation, I can disable auto negotiation and set up the correct line speed and duplex. And now finally, I'm going to select Apply to make sure that these changes, especially changing the speed and duplex, has been applied properly to my interfaces. And then my application is initialized. I can check my link status either on the port configuration grid, or I can see my green LEDs next to my ports. I could even click on a specific port, and especially if I was using auto negotiation, from there I can see what my auto negotiation status is. Next, we can move on to determine how we want to generate some traffic from these ports.